All right, here we go. Are we ready?
We're ready. Well,
good evening, afternoon, whatever time of day you're watching this. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Mr. E, and to my right here is
Mr. D.
I'm the principal, not the president, of the high school.
And I'm the principal, not the president, of the middle school.
Fantastic. All right.
So, we are here to talk to you about student-led conferences. And a couple questions that you might ask are, what are they? And why in the world would we have these? Well, we're here to kind of explain that to you. So, first of all, what are they? Well, a student-led conference is a new way of doing conferences. That's right. We kind of flip the script on you. Instead of the teachers basically talking the whole time about your child, the child is going to be talking to you as a parent about how they are doing in school. The student is in charge. So the other question you might ask is why? Why would we be doing student-led conferences? Well, it increases participation. That's one thing. We want you here. You are going to be here, and you will learn a lot about your student and their classes in doing this. Another thing it does is it increases accountability amongst the students and you. They're going to need to know the grade that they got and why it is that they got the grade, and what are some things that they can do to fix that grade in the future. It's really going to ensure that they're going to be thinking about that grade and how to fix it. Another reason why we want student-led conferences is it helps make the school an even more extension of the home, and we really like that idea. So there you go.
Very good. Nice, Zach. So I want to take just a couple seconds. I want to talk about some of the benefits of student-led conferences. As Zach said, student-led conferences, it's a new way of thinking. It's totally, it's a new paradigm shift, actually, with student-led conferences. And so just to delve a little bit more into the whys and what are some of these benefits, the first thing is that when a student is responsible for giving the conference, they're required to begin to learn how to advocate for themselves and advocate for their learning. In other words, they are the ones that are talking about what they have learned in class, they're talking about what they're doing, and it's not you just talking about it with their teacher. Now, this is an important life skill because, as I'm sure many of you parents would not want to do, is show up at the interview as your student or as your child is interviewing for a job. It's not your job to advocate for them. We want them to begin that practice themselves. Secondly, it allows your students and your children to practice real life skills and having open conversations with adults. One of the biggest complaints you hear from teachers and parents and sometimes today is kids just walk around with the earbuds in their ears. They're not even talking. They're losing that skill of conversation. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but having student-led conferences where they get to sit down with you as their parent or you as their guardian and have those real conversations about what's going on in their grades is a benefit. Secondly, accountability, as we've mentioned before. How is that? Well, it's a really great thing for your child to sit down with you in a conference, and if they have really good grades, they can say, look at the grades that I got. These are the reasons why I've got these grades. Because I studied hard, I did my homework, I turned in all my assignments, and that provides accountability. On the flip side of that, if a student is not performing to the best of their ability, or they have grades that maybe aren't to your standards, they are the ones then that are required to account for why they have those bad grades. And then finally, we think one of the greatest benefits to student-led conferences is in the preparation that goes on behind the scenes. When you guys come to the conference that night, you're not going to see everything that we have been doing. We're going to put maybe 2.5, almost 3 weeks of prep work into these conferences. One of the things we're going to ask the students to do is we're going to ask them to reflect. In each of their classes, they're going to have to sit down and think back over what happened over these past 9 weeks. Reflect on what they did, what they were successful at, where they struggled. So there's reflection going on there. And also this benefit is that it asks the students to take a greater active role in their learning.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. E. Well, student-led conference dates are set. October 23rd, that is a Thursday, and we go from 1 to 4. Then there's going to be a dinner break for the teachers from 4 to 5, and then we can finish off that night from 5 to 7. So October 23rd from 1 to 4 and from 5 to 7. Also, the next day, that Friday, is October 24th, and we will be going from 8 o'clock in the morning until noon.
Until noon. And one thing we're also going to change this year is, how do we get you here? Just drop-bys, leave it way too open. And so we really want to encourage you to sign up for an appointment. And so we're going to ask this year that you respond to us. Now, the middle school sent out a note for you as parents to sign up for an appointment, an appointed time on those dates that Zach just talked about. That came out on October 2nd. If you are the parent of a high school student, we're going to be sending out an email blast via RenWeb on October 13th. So you can look for those dates and you can sign up for those. Again, our goal is to really increase participation in student-led conferences and in conference time this year. And so we're going to put that spin on it, and we're going to have your students do those conferences for us. So I think that's it. We are looking forward to seeing you guys on the 23rd and the 24th. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at any time. Thanks again.